We talk. We are live every day on Kick from around 4 to 2 in the morning Mountain Standard Time. So that's 2 hours behind East Coast time. So that's basically like I'm live from 6 to 4 every day. If we're going off for Eastern time. Pull up to the stream. Link is in the bio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Know the vibes.
Biden is just so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country.
You should make a diss track on him.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Diss track on him.
Soften your views on some of the networks that you may have not gotten along with in the past.
No, they're fake news.
We had a street fight this past week.
And how did it work out?
How you think, Mr. President?
I think you probably did pretty good. I've watched enough of you fighting.
Unidentified aerial phenomena in the sky. We don't know what they are. Do you?
It's very possible. Really powerful stuff. AI. They made a commercial, me promoting a product, and it wasn't me. And I said, did I make that commercial?
Rap beefs. Big rap beef just happened. Drake or Kendrick?
Yo, he had some answering some serious questions, bro. This is dope. This is about to be a fire pod.
It'd be great.
I think so too.
This all my life. My whole life. Anyway, hi, Travis. How you doing?
How are you, boss?
How's your brother? Good?
Yeah, he's excellent.
You have a good relationship with him, right?
With Jake?
Yeah.
we do now. But it's not always been like that.
It's always been, yeah, I can imagine.
But it's my
But
brother.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Taylor Tyson, we got.
Yeah, right?
Who you got?
When is that gonna be?
November. It got rescheduled.
Well, look, Mike was fantastic, but you know, Mike's a little older now.
Come on, Mr. President. Let's keep it real.
We'll talk about that, but you guys can really fight, legitimately fight.
Thank you, sir.
At first, I said, it's so amazing because I always thought like a UFC guy or a top, even contender would be able to win at 75 years old.
You think?
But it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
The clock is still the clock.
Yeah. I figured that out with Floyd as well.
Yeah, how about that, right?
I don't know.
I mean, it was. It was even.
Yeah, which
you would
shouldn't
have
make.
thought he would have won that fight.
That's what I thought.
It was your baby.
Yeah.
Some people still think he did win
This
that
is for you
fight.
guys.
Oh, no way. We got gifts.
Oh, nice.
Sell for a lot of money. This.
No way. Thank you.
Yo, he got a sign. He signed them too, bro. They got a Trump signature, bro.
Is this your mugshot?
Can you believe it?
You're a gangster.
This is what we're reduced to.
No way.
Nah, that's
Come
fire.
on now.
Yeah,
That's
isn't it crazy?
That's
And
amazing.
it sells. Well, Elvis had one. Frank Sinatra had one.
This shirt.
But we've eclipsed them. A long time ago, we've eclipsed them.
I need that shit.
Yo, we might have to get one. We might have to get one of those shirts, yo.
No, it's
It
good.
is what it is.
It happened, and might as well monetize it.
Well, Mr. President, people surely love it. They love the picture. They
Wow,
rally behind it. They're
mics are
rallying
great.
behind you now.
Well, they
More
are.
than ever.
And we had the biggest fundraising I think ever for any candidate ever anywhere in the world in the last 8 or 9 days. In hundreds of millions of dollars, and too bad it couldn't have been done for other reasons. But they viewed the case as being so corrupt and so ridiculous. Every one of the legal pundits, and they're
Yes, sir, Cardo. Yes, sir.
when you look at Dershowitz, the whole group, that whole group of people, Andy McCarthy, Jonathan Turley, Greg Jarrett, every one of them, they came out and they said, there's not even a case here. There's no case. And when they saw the jury instructions, when they saw all the things that happened, and it's not like anybody's a friend of mine. Mark Levin is an example. They couldn't believe it. So unfair. It's a very unfair thing. And because of that, the fundraising numbers and the polls, but the fundraising, that's sort of like a poll anyway, right? When you get right down to it. But the fundraising numbers went, I don't think there's ever been that much money raised that quickly.
You've become a martyr of
Hundreds
sorts.
of millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's insane. $140 million in May that you raised.
Just
35 million in just hours after the verdict.
Yeah, 58 million within a few hours, and that was in small donations, like
Yes,
7
sir.
something
Know the
average.
vibes, Cardo.
And over a period of a week, we even went to San Francisco. Now, not supposed to be. That's the belly of the beast, right?
Rare
Supposedly.
visit.
But they had thousands of people on the street. It was so positive, and they raised $12 million. The tech guys at one of the houses, David, fantastic people, And they were like, they gave me a lot of money.
Take your time, G.
And I think it helps that Biden is just so bad. He is so bad. He is the worst president in the history of our country.
Wow.
So that helps too.
You should make a diss track on him.
Yeah, we'll do something.
I actually wanted to start there.
Yo.
One thing that
Imagine.
I just need to wrap my head around it is, you got these felony convictions and a lot of it, like more than Al Capone, right? And there was
That's crazy. More than Al Capone is insane, Chad.
And a lot of people are saying it points out that actually the unjust nature of America's justice system. So my question is, like, if that is your belief, if that is their belief, why do you have the desire to give your time and energy to a country or a system that's trying to take you down?
So, I ran twice. I did much better the second time than the first time. And
good question.
If I didn't, I wouldn't have done this. But we had it going like this.
Yo, Dan, are you here?
Been going before. It was really good. Now it's really bad. The worst border in history. The worst inflation, I think, in history. I think the history of the country. The people are getting decimated by it. All very flex. All something you can fix. You can fix it fast. We were energy independent. We're going to be energy dominant very soon. All these things were happening. And then we had a terrible result in an election. And what happened was disgraceful, and we can't ever let it happen again. But
all right, good.
We have a little.
Because I'm gonna ask you some questions on your opinions,
America great again.
Depending on the questions you ask in this podcast.
America great again, and this guy is not going to do it. This guy has destroyed our country. When you allow 15, 16, 17, they have no idea what the gotaways. Million people coming out of jails, coming out of mental institutions, insane asylum. The insane asylums all over the world, the mental institutions, they're at the lowest levels. They've been at it for years. They're going to be totally empty. And you have terrorists coming into our country. We're going to be paying a big price, and we're going to solve the problem, and we're going to solve it relatively quickly. But we have other problems, too, with energy, with inflation. He's been a disaster as a president. He's the worst president we've ever had. The good news is he makes Jimmy Carter look brilliant by comparison. So
yeah, I bet, Vince.
Well, look, I think that's why a lot of people are so obsessed with you, Mr. Trump, Mr. President Trump. Well, because you're already a billionaire, right? You are essentially serving these people, and you don't have to be doing it. The president, being the president, seems like a very hard job. You were at 3 meetings just before this, but I guess I'm asking, like, the desire to run and attempt to improve your country for these things you're saying.
Yeah.
It comes from what? Just the love of the country?
Well, the people, I'll tell you, when you look at the people, when you look at the crowds, I did a rally in New Jersey. We had 107,000 people there. You saw that last week. We did one in the Bronx. We had 25,000 people. And this was in the South Bronx, which is known as a rough area. And it was like a love fest. There was not even nobody even raised a voice of dissent. The whole place, it was like a big love fest. Nobody could believe it. You saw that.
Big love fest, chat. W Love Fest.
There's our country has tremendous potential, but it's going down the tubes very, very rapidly. Nobody has ever seen anything like it, the way it's being run. So bad. And we can change it. We can change it quickly. We have a debate coming up. That'll be interesting.
June 27th, hosted by one of your favorite television networks, CNN.
Well, they gave me the option. They said, would you do it? And they didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do it. So they gave me everything. Fake Tapper and lots of other people that were going to, were involved. On CNN, they wanted it to be seated, which I didn't like. I said we should stand, and I think we won that point. But I would have agreed to whatever I had to agree to because they didn't want to do it. They thought that I wouldn't do it because it's CNN, but I've done plenty of CNN. I did a town hall not so long ago with CNN that worked out well. But I think they'll be fair. I think they're going to try and be fair. I mean, as fair as they can be. But I think it's important for there to be a debate. So they said, you want to debate? Yep, I'll accept. You don't even have to tell me. Then they said CNN. They said the different people that are involved. But let's see what happens. I used to get along with Jake Tapper. We'll see what happens, but it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it is.
That sentiment that CNN might be fair to you,
they might be,
is a bit of a departure.
I'd
from
say
your
a
normal,
good 10% chance
from your normal hardline stance. Do you think that you're starting to come around or soften your views on some of the networks that you may have not gotten along with in the past?
No, they're fake
Damn.
news.
Damn.
No, they're so bad.
Damn.
One of the good terms, right? Fake news. But no, I don't think so. I thought maybe, I had one with Caitlin Collins about 4 or 5 months ago. It was one of the highest rated shows they've ever had. And I really thought they were going to go maybe sort of in the middle. But I was wrong about, as I'm getting on and I'm hearing the way I'm being announced, I said, hey, these people are playing hardball. They're making a big mistake.
Yeah,
but
they are.
But the ratings for this debate, I guess, will be quite good.
Massive. Are you surprised by his decision to face-to-face with you?
You mean the fact that they're willing to do it?
That Biden's willing
a little
to do
bit.
it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's willing to do it, chat. What, bro? Biden is gonna get eaten alive. Pause by Trump. Trump is gonna eat this guy alive, bro. It's not gonna be like fair, bro. Like he can barely even read his own written speeches. What's gonna help him to be quick on his toes against Trump? The only thing he could probably throw against Trump is that he's, being charged and stuff, but yeah. You're the one that charged him.
CNN down. Look, CNN is the enemy. And they thought I was
The
going
enemy
to turn
is crazy.
CNN. And Tapper is, one of the guys that, when I made the speech, so they're waiting for the nomination for months and months. I got it in the quickest fashion. Nobody's ever gotten a nomination so quickly. And I'm making my nomination speech, and they refuse to put it. They're covering it for months and months. Now I'm actually making my speech. I mean, this is the big night. I won the nomination, and they refuse to put it on. These are people that don't like Trump. But it's okay, because I think it's important to have a debate, or a number of debates, actually.
The fact that you are so vocal as well, especially on social media, I think works in your favor. And personally, I like that you come with receipts. Sometimes,
yeah,
I've seen you pull them out of your,
I understand.
your jacket. Will you have receipts?
I like to do it.
Well, fact checking's fun.
Yeah, I know. We'll check. We're gonna check a lot of things. It's gonna be an interesting. You will be watching, right?
I'll be watching.
We just don't want to schedule it around one of your fights.
Please don't. Please don't.
You do pretty well.
Thanks. I'll be watching. Yeah, I always see you at
So
UFC.
do you ever, by the way, do you ever fight your brother?
That's the question.
You want to know something?
I want to know.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
because
right.
you are both good. Do you ever fight him?
Wow.
Politics
Politics is a bunch of bullshit. If all these people in power want to be in power and cared about the people, they wouldn't push to divide other people. That's a great point, Dan. That's a really good point.
Not in real life.
You
no.
practiced a little bit.
Never.
With him, right?
We've never even sparred.
They never even sparred?
We don't. I think
Well, did you beat him up your whole life?
I
growing
didn't.
up?
I punched him in the face once because he took my glasses. But I was willing to step in for Mike Tyson when Tyson got sick and had to postpone his fight. And we actually ran it up the chain at Netflix.
It's hard for brothers to fight, though. I think it's hard.
Nah, Netflix.
Oh my gosh, chat! The Mavericks won. Let's go! It was a blowout. Holy, 40-point blowout. Holy,
We'd have to be okay with it.
let's go!
Shots to the face and
Just one time though for the rest of history. That night goes down forever. The Klitschko brothers never did it.
No, they never did it, and they were both good, and they never did it. They were very good, but
W's in the chat for the Mavericks, boys. Let's go, man.
Maybe who was better? They had some good fights. They were tough, right?
Yeah. Well, Jake's tough and he's good, but I'm
He's
1-0.
He's very good, and you're very good.
Thanks.
He had a street fight this past week against somebody from a squad you may know as the Nelk Boys.
Oh, he had a street
You
fight?
said you had it out.
Wait. He was in a street fight with the Nelk Boys? When did this happen?
An actual street fight.
No, but a friendly one or an unfriendly one?
Oh, it was pretty unfriendly.
Yeah,
I was
not
there.
friendly. I would call it a waiver fight.
They have a great following, though. They're nice guys.
We love them.
They have you do. Good,
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad, because I'm getting myself into a position here. They really are. They did, Dana White, who's fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
He said, would you do the Nelk Boys? I didn't know who they were. I did it, and they have a tremendous audience, which you can
ferocious.
tell right away. I did Dr. Phil the other day.
I saw it.
Yeah,
We love the Nelk.
I heard about that.
The Nelk Boy we're talking about is it's kind of
His name's Bradley Martin. He's a big fitness guy because we know Kyle Forgard, and John Shahidi for years now.
They're great.
Bradley's this big.
Wait, Bradley's a Nelk boy? I didn't even know that.
160-pound, bodybuilder. And for years, he's called people out. I'm 260. I'll fight you. And got into it with Logan.
And how did it work out?
How you think, Mr. President?
I think he probably did pretty good. I've watched enough of you fighting.
It was off camera. It was cool. It was like a duel, like a good old fashioned, just boys being boys, no cameras.
It was a real deal.
The real deal.
And
no rules.
Was he finished?
He quit.
He quit?
He quit, yeah.
But we were very impressed with him, actually.
He showed up.
He has no combat sports experience.
Yep.
Stepped up.
Damn! So the nigga aired out Bradley Martin losing in front of the president? That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. Damn. That's tough. Yo, chat, that's...
There's no training. There's no training.
You ever been in a fist fight, Mr. President?
Most likely.
Probably not. I've been like little duels, nothing like that. I mean, I'd like to say, I fought my way through school.
Right.
I fought my way out of the Wharton School of Finance. We didn't have a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
We have fighters, but not that kind of fighters. But I've had a lot of fun. I'll tell you, we had a great time. Over the years, I've been very much involved with Mike Tyson. Mike is a great guy. My son, I have a beautiful boy, Baron, and he loves Mike Tyson.
He's a big boy. Big boy.
He's huge.
He's a big boy, 6'9".
6'9".
6'9" is
And
insane.
play basketball, play soccer. He's a good athlete too. Good student, good athlete.
Nigga, you're 6 foot. I know I'm 6'2" and I play soccer, but he's 6'9" playing soccer. If you don't get your ass on the basketball court and get some rebounds for the Dallas Mavericks, bro, come on now.
But he's 6'9".
It's insane.
Good looking guy, but he is a tall one. There's no question. I say, Baron, I don't want to take a picture next to you. It's
neither do we.
Crazy.
He's super tall.
No. Guys, it's 2024. We want to spend less and save more. That's just a fact. But how? How are we supposed to save when we're paying inflated prices for everyday essentials like gas and groceries? You can't just cut those purchases out of your budget. But now, thanks to my 2024 money back hack, you can get cash back from them with Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines
Get
out.
that boy Blake Lively some help on the front, Bert.
On God, Vince, on God.
Savings goals. To get started, download the Upside app. It's free. Also use my promo code IMPULSIVE for 25 cents.
Wait,
back.
this nigga's not even paying me. Why am I watching this promo?
Probably he never lost even a round. I think 29. They say he never lost a round, and I thought he was great. And we got to speak. He was just about my favorite guy. And really talented. The Strickland was fantastic the other night. I thought he was
Great striker.
He was.
Everyone wants to come out of the cage and meet you after they win.
They do.
And
They do. I'm very honored by it. Every time they win, they jump out.
Yeah.
They jump out of that cage like it's nothing. I don't know. It's pretty high, but they have no problem.
And when you enter
it happens a lot.
the arena, there's an eruption of cheers.
Yeah.
But I remember, because I've been going to UFC for a while, it wasn't always like that. There was a very clear shift in the perception of you. Do you feel like you feel that now more than ever?
I don't know. I've done it in Vegas, Miami. I do it with Dana. Dana wants me to do that, and I do it. And it is an eruption. He said like he's never heard before. They actually stopped a fight. One of the fighters were walking out, and there's a fight going on, and these guys are really going at it, and they heard this crazy sound, and they stopped the fight. They both stopped fighting. They're looking over what happened. They probably thought bad things were happening to the arena, but no, it's been great, and he is.
That's actually impressive.
Respect, I imagine you guys do, but
that's the aura of Trump. You call that a Trump effect?
From all over the world, and they are, some really talented people, and I have respect for fighters. When you can take
Trump has aura,
200 shots to the face and then look forward to the second round.
Yeah.
It's interesting. A lot of wrestlers want to do the UFC thing, but they can't take the shots because they're wrestlers. I've been with a lot of them, and because at the White House we honor the national champion wrestlers and tennis players and sort of everything. We have these, but speaking to the wrestlers, some of them, there's somebody named Bo Nickel who I think is going to be great. He's a fighter.
Fantastic.
He was a All-American, I think probably 4 years. I'm not even sure. He went to Penn State. and he's phenomenal as a fighter, and you'll be watching.
W Trump fuck Biden. W Trump
but he
fuck
doesn't- If
Biden.
he gets hit, he doesn't.
Nothing but the
Some people don't
tie.
want that.
Nothing but the tie.
Speaking of conflict and fighting, since you
Trump
left
def
office,
top
the
2
number of
Prezi
global
with Aura
conflicts
George
has
Washington only
skyrocketed.
got
I
M
also
cuz he was
talked
on
to
a
you
boat
about it
FR.
quickly when you spoke with him.
Right.
I think 2 weeks ago about President Biden authorized the use of American weapons in Russia, which has now led to
That's
a fleet
exactly
of
how I
Russian
said it.
warships coming towards Cuba. What are your thoughts and
Nothing but a
concerns
tie.
around our current handling of our relationship with Russia?
Well, the
Good question.
Russian attack on Ukraine would have never happened if I were president. Would have never happened. It's
I
just
believe
a
Trump.
shame. So many dead people. You look at just the soldiers. It's 500,000 soldiers between the both countries, but so many dead people, so many towns and villages and buildings and all. I mean, magnificent culture just being wiped out. You okay over there?
Stuff's falling
Yes,
over.
sounds good. Nice book, by the way. Nice book.
We'll get to that.
That's his book
Mine.
about overcoming drug addiction.
It's a bestseller about the opiate epidemic, which
Oh,
we'll
that's
talk
good.
about.
Wow,
after.
that's a great topic because it's so sad to see what's happening. So bad, but it's a shame because it never would have happened. And it didn't happen during my 4 years. It didn't happen. It wouldn't have happened. I got along very well with Putin. I got along with Zelensky, but it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. 100% agree. On
And
God.
October 7th would have never happened, and inflation would have never happened, and the withdrawal, the kind of withdrawal, we were getting out of Afghanistan with dignity and strength, but to get out the way, I think it was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. And I actually think that the way Afghanistan worked, I think that when Putin looked at that, he said, wow, let's go in. And you know who else looked at it? President Xi of China.
Dan, you say cap?
And he is looking at Taiwan, and he's drooling. He's drooling over Taiwan. And so something could happen there. We've lost a lot of
Does
respect.
bro
They're laughing
use
at us
makeup
all
to tone
over
his
the world.
face? Yeah,
That
they
wasn't happening.
use makeup on everyone
You're
here.
back in office.
Everyone here has makeup
People
on.
get that respect back.
Yeah, we'll get it back. We'll get it back.
What's your relationship like with Vladimir Putin?
I think very good, but I was tough with him. You know, I ended the pipeline. He built, it's called Nord Stream 2. Nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2 until I got involved. And it was the biggest project ever done in Russia. I mean, you know, this was a pipeline that was going to supply
Bro, no one is stopping a
oil
crackhead
and
from doing
gas
crack.
all over Europe. All over Europe. Germany.
What do you mean by that, Dan?
And I said, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to Germany? I said, we're defending you under NATO, and you're paying billions of dollars a month to Russia. You mean we're defending you, and you're giving the people we're defending you from, we're giving you the defense, but you're giving them money at massive amounts.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest project, you know, most important, one of the most important projects they've ever done. I ended it. It was dead. It was gone. And then this guy comes in and he approves it, but he kills Keystone. You know, the Keystone XL.
Yep.
So it's sad. But Putin said to me,
He and
It's the
Trump
biggest thing.
wouldn't
You
be
ended
able
it.
to
You
stop
ended the
Ukraine from
pipeline.
being
he
attacked.
said, they all say you and I are
Oh.
friendly, but I'd hate to see you as an enemy. But this was the biggest, you know, this was massive amounts of money.
But that's
I don't
Biden
know.
came in, huh?
But it does seem that Trump has a better relationship with Putin than Biden does. So maybe, but I don't know.
Good thing, not a bad thing. And I'm trying to tell people, no, it's a good thing. They've got, I would give you the exact number, but they gave a lot. Just under 2,000 nuclear weapons, and we do also. And when you have nuclear weapons, and even if you don't have nuclear weapons, getting along is good, but be the tough one, be the smart one. Get along is good. I tell the press all the time, no, the fact that I get along with Kim Jong-un, North Korea,
That's crazy.
President Xi,
That's crazy.
it's all good stuff getting along, but nobody ever took money out of China like me. I took hundreds of billions of dollars out in the form of tariffs and taxes. No other president took out not 10 cents. And, you know, China built their military because of the United States. The United States was giving them hundreds of billions of dollars a year in excess flow. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. But we took out hundreds of billions of dollars from China. And I still got along with President Xi until COVID. That was a breaking point. But no, but he was a guy that I respected. He liked me, and I liked him. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. You know, the press says, "Oh, isn't it?" You say, "Yeah, he's a leader. He's a smart guy." They say, "Smart man." They say, "Oh, Trump said he was smart. He leads 1.4 billion people. It's a little bit on the smart side.
Yeah.
But I got along with him. I got along with Kim Jong-un. That would have been a nuclear war. If Hillary Clinton had gotten in office, we would have been in a nuclear war with North Korea. He was ready for it. When I was with him, nobody else could meet him. All of a sudden, the dam broke, and we started talking a little bit. We got together, as you know, twice. Got along very well, but we were in no danger from them, and we were in serious danger before I got there. I'm telling you, you would have had a nuclear war if Hillary Clinton got in.
I'm so curious, like, what this conversation with really powerful world leaders looks like behind closed doors. Like, is it candid, or do you exercise grace, or you talk like boys?
Everyone's different. No, but everyone's different. It's like when you're talking to people, when you're doing interviews with people, when you're fighting people, they're all different. You know, you fight them a different way, you talk to them a different way.
Yeah.
But everyone's different. But I had very good relationships with everyone. The funny thing is I got along with the tough ones much better than I got along with the weak ones. You had some real weak ones, too. I didn't get along with them as well. It's strange. Must be a personality defect.
It's probably a good thing.
Huh?
It's probably a good thing that you get along with
I get along with the tough
leaders
ones,
of the largest countries.
You know, there's a very tough one, Viktor Orban, and he's the prime minister of Hungary. And he said that the reason the world is blowing up because Trump isn't president. When Trump was there, everybody respected Trump. He said was afraid of Trump. I don't want to use that term because that's, you know, I don't want to say, oh, they were afraid, like a child would say. But they respected me. But he said everyone listened to Trump. They were afraid of Trump. They couldn't figure Trump out, and they all listened. And they did listen. And we had no wars. We had no nothing. I defeated ISIS. Got rid of the
He did defeat ISIS.
terrorists ever, maybe, or just about ever. But we defeated. Think of that. We knocked out ISIS.
He's self-glazing.
ISIS caliphate.
He's definitely self-glazing, chat.
Started no wars. I wasn't in any wars. Now that I don't know how you may feel about that because, you know, you're a warrior, right? Because all fighters, and you're a real fighter, by the way.
It's not good. It's not good. I don't shy away from conflict. My fiance has a problem with it.
Yeah.
It's not good. You're much more diplomatic than I probably would be.
You know, it's very interesting though. So Khabib came up to me after the fight the other night, and you know, you guys would probably say he's the best ever, maybe, and you know, certainly he probably is, and or very close, right? John Jones, a lot of people say.
Yeah, John Jones is the GOAT for me.
And
you know, I know a lot of people have love for Khabib, but John Jones is my GOAT. Never lost. Never lost.
I hope you can get in because we have to stop the wars. We have to stop the killing. The killing. He was so smart. He understood it. And I think he's friends or was friends, but I think he is friends with Putin very much.
Yeah.
But he said we have to stop the killing, and it's true. And I think I'd have that war stopped if I was president-elect. Right after the election, if I win, I will get that war stopped. I'll get it stopped fast before I get to office. If it's not stopped before then.
Talking about Russia.
ES was a different animal and the same beast.
We'll get it stopped.
Facts.
So many people are being killed. Far more people are being killed. And I thought it was great when Khabib came up to me and he says, we've got to stop all of the killing in the world. He's a very smart guy, very interesting guy. We talked for a while.
On the flip side, or on the other side of the continent, the Gaza situation has been
horrible.
Big news over the past year or so. The United States has always been, and you were always a staunch ally of Israel. Has your sentiment on Netanyahu or on his regime changed at all in light of any of the events of the past 6 months?
No, look, it was a shame that it should have never happened. It would have never happened. Iran was broke when I was president. Nobody was allowed to buy oil. Nobody was allowed to buy anything. They were broke. A Democrat congressman on Deface the Nation, the show Deface the Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Deface the Nation, commonly known as Face the Nation, but I don't call it that.
You have a name
I
for
think
it.
I have a more...
Deface the Nation is crazy.
I'll end up with a name for you two guys by the time.
I can't wait to hear mine.
No, they'll be good names. They'll be good names. But so he was on the show and he said, whether you like Trump or not, Iran was broke during Trump's... They would have made a deal within 1 week. And now they have $250 billion. We would have had a deal done literally in 1 week after the election.
Wow.
And it was ready. They were absolutely, and they had no money for Hamas. They had no money for Hezbollah. They were broke, stone cold broke. Now they have $250 billion. Biden took off all of the sanctions. He let them go. China went to town. I told China, if you buy 1 barrel of oil from these people, you're not doing any business with the United States. They took a pass, no oil, and other countries likewise. And we would have had a deal. It would have been a great deal for everybody. We would have had a deal. Now they have $250 billion. They made it all in 3 years, 3.5 years. They made it all during this Biden term. I mean, he gave him $6 billion for 5 hostages, right? You saw that recently, a couple of months ago. $6 billion for 5 hostages.
Jeez.
He made the swap. The Prince of Terror, they call him. He's the best arms dealer ever, they say. Who knows what that means, but he was a great arms dealer. For the basketball player that wouldn't stand up during the national anthem. She thought that was a good time to tie her sneakers. And that was not exactly the greatest trade, but he gave $6 billion on top of everything. $6 billion with a B. And
billion with a B.
Chat. And when you do that, you know, when you start paying that kind of money, a lot of other people are going to be missing all of a sudden. They're going to be missing and, hey, let's make a trade.
Facts.
And that's already happening.
It's like when you open a shop in the market, right? If you undercut the other shops, people are gonna come to you, right? But if you undercut them to the point where you don't even really make substantial profit, then people are just gonna be using you for your low prices, and you're not gonna really be gaining anything. So it's basically you're just throwing away money for more customers.
You just can't do that. I got 58 people out. We never paid any money. 58 people, 58 hostages. We never paid money. Because once you pay money, you're going to be doing a lot. In other words, you're going to keep doing it. So you can't do that.
This episode is sponsored by myself. I sponsored it myself. Primex, guys. We just dropped Primex. This is our biggest launch ever. It is a $1 million treasure hunt. So after you buy your bottle and you open it, there's a code under the cap. You scan the QR code on the side. You enter the code on the cap on the website. We made a custom app, a custom portal that has access to a treasure map that leads to $1 million cash prize. It's a global treasure hunt. It's huge. It's a big deal. There's 12 map pieces. Excuse me. You collect all of them, and you could get access to win $1 million. Also, if you don't collect all 12 map pieces, you can start collecting points. Each bottle gives you points. The points are redeemable for free merch, Prime AirPods, special Prime bottles, and other cool stuff. So check it out. Primex now hitting your favorite retailers.
Nice.
To the show. I want to ask about money. Money in this country.
Go ahead.
I've had a very fortunate career.
Yeah.
I've made some money. And
more money than you ever thought possible.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I know the kind of money you make because I know when you have a top event or your shows, but these events are doing fantastic.
Yeah.
What you've done is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm
Logan Paul is
part
massive, bro, as a YouTuber. He's freaking huge, bro. Huge.
That I believe I'm blessed is because of this country.
Yeah.
And I think in a way I'm kind of living like the modern day American dream. You know, I had access to a phone and could start my business and reach the entire world on this device. So,
excuse me, did you guys start like separately?
Me and Jake?
Yes.
Nah, together.
Oh, you started together?
Together on YouTube.
And did you branch out? You each have your own thing?
Well, eventually, because I went to college. Jake was still in high school. He ended up dropping out. I finished my first year.
It's an amazing 2 stories, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Who makes more money?
It depends.
Jeez, bro, yo, he really doesn't mind asking these questions, bro. He's like me. He's competitive, bro.
and it depends on when this sells, right?
Yeah. I think.
Is that your new drink? Oh, that's good. Oh,
yeah.
If you make it, I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Yo, what?
It's got to be good.
Was that glazed, chat?
Propelling him to fight world champions to a draw, right?
Yeah. We actually made this American Prime
beautiful.
special for this episode. It's a hydration beverage.
It's doing fine, doing well.
We did 1.2 billion last year.
That's great.
Year 2.
That's fantastic.
But I'm blessed to have even just be able to say that is insane. But my question is, for other young people in this country who are looking to get ahead, because for a
Wow,
lot of
that's
them,
impressive.
times are tough right
Yep.
now.
It's very tough.
That's impressive.
What would you say to them, kids who want to pursue their own version of the American dream and try to achieve their wildest dreams and make it all come true?
I would say very simply, honestly, vote for Trump. Because with Biden, you're never going to do it. This country's going to hell.
I said it
Vote
for
for
Trump.
You know, we're doing great with youth. We're doing great
Logan
with
Paul Glaze from Trump was not on my 2024 bingo card.
Yeah, mine's neither,
with
buddy.
Women, with men.
Not
and with
as
young
mine's
people
at
doing
all.
very
That's
well.
low.
But I say vote for Trump. If you don't have the right guy in the lead, the country's not going to, you know, if the country doesn't do well, it's much harder to do even what you do. Okay, even what you do. So that would be a simple message. I really mean it, actually.
The same opportunities he's had in America, I've had as well. My road has been a little bit rockier, as we were talking about in my book, The Fifth Vital. I spent 8 years addicted to heroin,
Wow.
living on the East Coast. In what I considered, you know, I think a lot of people considered.
So you were addicted.
Correct.
Wow.
I think a lot of people consider it to be the great opiate
Let me
epidemic.
see the book. Can I see the book?
Absolutely.
We're gonna make this sucker a best-selling book.
There's a message. There's a
It's
message
such a-
for you.
No,
in it
it's
as well.
such an important.
It's actually
Where's
already
my camera?
it's already a
There. Go
best-selling
out and
book.
buy this book. It's great.
Yo, what? Bro got the cosign from the big dog himself. Yo, you know what that does for his book? Chat, do you know what that does for his book? Yo, wow, bro, that's crazy.
That was for you, I believe.
I wrote a message to you in
Good.
there. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to
It's-
keep it.
Thank you
But
so much.
it's such an important topic. Yeah, seriously, that's so important.
There's a lot of people that are still kind of wrapped up in that world, and I just want to
Yeah.
ask you some questions. In 2023, the DEA seized more than 80 million fentanyl-laced fake pills, and 12,000 pounds of fentanyl powder. There's so many people out there on the streets right now without access to resources with mental health care, rehabilitation centers.
Yeah.
What's your plan to continue to stem the flow of fentanyl into the country, as well as help the people who have already fallen victim to the opiate epidemic?
So when I took over, you know, it was drug infested. When I ran in 2016, I ran on the border. And I fixed the border, and I couldn't even use it in 2020 in the campaign,
Wow.
even though I got millions of more votes than I got the first time. I couldn't talk about the border because I fixed it. And I'd say to my people, I want to talk about the border. I was proud of the job we did. We had it fixed. It was really in good shape. And drugs were at the lowest point in years. And, you know, not only people, drugs, human trafficking, which is such a horrible thing. It's, You think of it as like an ancient kind of a crime, and it's bigger now than ever before because of the internet. You know, the internet has made a lot of these things much bigger than they have ever been. When you think of human trafficking, mostly in women, by the way, people don't know that, mostly in women, where they put them in trunks of cars, they have compartments. It's so horrible. And I had it down to to the lowest level, just about, I guess, in recorded times. So what you have to do is you have to be very tough on that. We had a deal on the fentanyl is pouring through. I bought millions of dollars worth of equipment. Believe it or not, they call it sniffing equipment, but believe it or not, the best thing to find, you can
Yo.
spend millions of dollars on equipment and machinery.
The nigga said, no one caught that. No one caught that. Bro said without even reading it, it's crazy. That's facts. But, you know, I guess he just trusts these guys. But, bro, bro just said, believe it or not, it's called sniffing. What? What did he
Believe me, I guess in recorded times.
Yo, listen to what he says,
What
yo.
you have to do is you have to be very tough on that. We had a deal on the fentanyl is pouring through. I bought millions of dollars worth of equipment. Believe it or not, they call it sniffing equipment. Believe
it or not, they call it
millions of
sniffing
dollars on
equipment.
and machinery to
Come on,
find drugs
Trump.
coming through,
Come
like,
on,
you know,
cuh.
sort of.
Come on,
The best thing
dog.
is a German Shepherd born in a certain.
dog,
Do you know
for
that?
sure. No way.
Oh, they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
They go right to it. It's not even, there is no machine. You know, they spend $2.5 million for machinery,
Yeah.
and the dog is much better.
More dogs.
And we literally bred those dogs. It's a very specific type of German Shepherd from a certain part of the world. It's the most incredible thing. We worked very, very hard on that. I was with President Xi. It comes from China and it comes in through the southern. So Mexico's it comes through the southern border. And I was with President Xi, and I told you we got along great. You know, the COVID was a step too far as I was concerned, but we got along great. And I said, do you have a drug problem? He said, no, they give the death penalty in China. If you sell drugs, I said, I'd like you to give the death penalty to people that are making fentanyl and sending it over to our country. And he was going to do that. And then we had the election result. And, of course, Biden never picked up that conversation. I told them about it. But he was going to give the death penalty. If he did that, you would have had this literally stopped, almost stopped. But we have to be very, very strong at the border. This is a plague like, and you know the numbers, they'd say 70,000, 80,000. I think it's probably 200.
The self-glaze is crazy on God.
This is like a war.
He be glazing himself.
Rarely a war. I mean, how many wars were you losing? 300,000 people a year. And everybody knows a family. I know many families where their children die, and they're not even addicted. They take a pill that's unrelated, and it's got a little bit of fentanyl. They say you can take the head of a needle, and you just put a piece on it, and that's enough to kill like 10 people.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Really horrible thing. And I would have had China giving the maximum penalty. They would not have been sending it. And I had a deal worked out with President Xi, but of course, Biden didn't follow up, just like he didn't follow up on the Abraham Accords, which would have been a great thing to do. So we have to be very tough on the border, and that includes drugs as well as people, as well as people not coming in from jails and prisons and mental institutions, which is happening now at levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's crazy. How can it be good? It's so bad. And I guess they're either stupid, which they're not. They hate our country, or they want to get these people for votes. A lot of people think that's the thing. They want to get them for votes. But the destruction, the damage that Biden's done to our country by having 16, 17 million people already in, it's much more than they say. It's probably 17. It could be even higher than that in our country. And these are not people that are going to make America great again.
Man, bring that nigga Trump back. Bring him back. Okay.
And we're going to have a lot of
bring him back to my country.
They're here, and we're going to get him out. We have to get him out.
Mr. President, I got the 10-minute warning from the team, which is now 8-minute.
Let's
8 minutes.
let him go a little longer. It's fine. I like it. Is that okay? Yeah, let him go a little bit longer, okay? Look at these two guys. And then it'll turn out to be a lousy show, and I'll say, you were right, Jason. No, it'll be good. So go for another 20 minutes. Is that all right? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Jason.
It seems to be a nice flow. Right?
Yeah.
I'll be in trouble with my people like Biden says, I don't have that problem. But, well, first of all, he couldn't do this interview. You asked him questions like this?
No, we were talking about that. We were like,
we'd like to extend the invite to Joe Biden if he'd like to come on this podcast.
Yeah, I think he should. You know what chance you have of getting on? I'd say less than 1%. Okay.
Wow.
You did that'd be interesting. I'd actually watch that one. Okay. See how long it lasted.
So there are two questions I have to ask.
Go ahead.
The first one's kind of fun. Aliens. I want to talk to you about aliens.
Yeah.
UFOs, UAPs.
I know.
The disclosure we've seen in Congress recently. It's confusing and upsetting a lot of Americans because there's something happening.
Yeah.
There are unidentified aerial phenomena in the sky. We don't know what they are.
Yeah.
To you.
So it's such a question I do get a lot, and it's such an interesting question. I've met with pilots.
That's actually, that's strange that Trump gets this question a lot, bro. The president of our nation keeps getting asked about fucking UFOs. Crazy.
Okay, they have more of a crew cut. Okay, they look like him. They look like you. Some of them look like you.
a little fatter.
But these are perfect people.
Okay.
And they're not
crazy.
Conspiratorial. They're not crazy.
Yeah.
And they tell me stories that they've seen things that you wouldn't believe. These are not people that you would say, gee, that's
no
okay.
way. President of the United States.
But
I said,
who is it? That's Joe Biden wanting to do an interview. So I've met with pilots, like beautiful Tom Cruise, but taller.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Handsome, perfect people. Sir,
All
there
right.
was something there that was round in form and going like 4 times faster than my super jet fighter plane. And I look at these guys, and they really mean it.
Yeah.
And am I a believer? No, I can't say I am. But I have met with people that are serious people that say there's some really strange things that they see flying around out there. And, if you go to Nevada and you look at that little section of where they go to look at the aliens, where they think all the aliens are landing, that, it's it's maybe the number one tourist attraction in the United States.
Roswell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roswell.
Yeah.
I think it's the number one. It's the lines of people waiting. You have no idea how many times I'm asked that question.
But don't you have access to that information?
I have access, and I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it, and they will tell you there's something going on. When they say things are going 4 times faster than my beautiful top-of-the-line airplane that goes, real fast.
With no identifiable propulsion
Mach
system.
2,
Yeah.
right?
These things are creating their own gravity fields, allegedly.
Well, they have people that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there, and it makes sense that there could be. I've never been convinced, even to
Chat, do you niggas believe
for some reason it's not my thing.
y'all believe
But
that?
a lot of people believe that it's true. A lot of very good, solid people believe it's true.
What? And
I know there are illegal aliens out there, but those are the ones
Okay.
that come through the border.
Oh, all right.
Those are
Okay.
the ones I know. When you say aliens, I say, are they illegal aliens?
Okay.
These might be illegal, but we don't want to test them.
All right.
Because if we do
Chancho?
4
Is
times
Chancho in
faster, we're
here?
not gonna test them.
Someone protect my boy, man.
So it's an interesting question.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a chance that one of these orgs is potentially hiding information from you about aliens?
I guess so.
Whoa.
You have the deep state, and you do have a deep state. And certainly they could. But I don't think on this subject. I was interested in it because I've been asked so many times. And I talked to people that have said that they've, it was a sighting. And it's very believable. It's very possible. That
Wow. He said it's very believable,
why wouldn't there be? You take a look at
This is the president saying it's very believable that there might be
You
aliens.
see this, look, here we are.
What the fuck?
One relative.
2024 is such a weird year, bro.
Why wouldn't there be?
I believe that in
We're a
this
planet
expanding
that's,
universe it's damn near
400
impossible that we're
times
the
the
only
size. Why
sentient
wouldn't there be
life forms.
Somebody. It's certainly believable.
You're right.
The thought of it freaks me out. It's weird to think that we potentially are only the source of life in like an infinite, ever expanding universe. But technology.
Vince said it first, but okay.
No chance.
I'll bet on you.
No chance.
Bro, why does he keep glazing Jake? Logan, what's going on, bro?
Send me in, my brother. We'll handle it.
That's a good team.
And if we don't come back, I'm sure people will be happy about that too.
The two of you.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Say hello to him, by the way.
I will.
He's a great guy.
Maybe Elon could get you guys there. You a fan of Elon Musk?
I think Elon might be good for this question. He's a terrific. I looked at the ship that went up, the spaceship.
Of course there are other type of beings the universe too large for it to be just humans and animals.
See the motors coming down, the engines coming
W
down.
Cardo, W Take.
No wings, no anything. And I say, what is going on?
Yeah.
And nobody ever saw that before. And if you didn't have him, you probably wouldn't be seeing it, And I called him and said, what's that? He says, well, we want to be able to reuse the engines. I said, they don't have wings. They don't have anything. And they're landing on a platform in the middle of the ocean. I said, how cool is that? I thought I saw it all, but that was, no, he's a spectacular guy.
Well, between PayPal, Neuralink, Starlink, Tesla, SpaceX.
Yeah, very accomplished guy.
And other things.
Yeah, he's probably one of the greatest minds of our generation.
AI, very big, he's
that's
a big,
what I wanted to ask about.
Yeah.
It was the second question because, technology is improving at a rapid pace.
That's right.
At a pace humanity's never seen before. And the most recent development in technology that is alarming but also cool.
What the fuck,
is
Elon owned
artificial
PayPal?
intelligence, AI.
Yeah.
He was one of the
I think
creators
it's
of PayPal. Yeah, he sold it to some other dude for like a couple billion.
Eventually to a point where we're not able to tell what's real and what's fake. The era of truth, I believe, is probably slowly, unfortunately, coming to an end, unless you come with receipts. What do you think the government's role in enabling, protecting, or governing AI should be in general, should this superpower become what we believe it probably will be?
Well, it is a superpower, and you want to be right at the beginning of it, but it is very disconcerting. I said, you used the word alarming. It is alarming when I saw a picture of me promoting a product, and I could not tell. The voice was perfect. The lips moved perfectly
Crazy.
with every word. The way you couldn't, if you were a lip reader, you'd say it's absolutely perfect, and that's scary. In particular,
That is scary.
in one way, if you're the president of the
Especially when
United
niggas,
States,
bro. It's scary when you have like trolls like Jaw in chat that could work AI. That's when AI becomes scary, bro. That's
On
when
throw.
that's when AI becomes scary.
said 13 missiles have been sent to, let's not use the name of a country.
Whoa.
We have just sent 13 nuclear missiles heading to somewhere, and they will hit their targets in 12 minutes and 59 seconds. And you're that country. And there's no way of detecting. I asked Elon, is there any way that, like Russia or China, can say that that's not really President Trump? He said there is no way.
They'd have to rely on secondary first alert systems.
They have to rely on
Bro.
a code that if you don't have.
That's bad. That's bad. That's a good point he made. You could start wars with
Trump Loki a
deepfake.
real nigga.
He is his real nigga because the deepfakes you could make could actually be like super bad, bro.
Have a certain go. Who the hell's gonna check? You got like 12 minutes.
Because like
Let's check the code.
for now we're only thinking about like people getting trolled and stuff like that. Like you just making like little jokes and stuff, little embarrassing jokes, whatever. But bro, when people start to die because of AI deepfakes, that's when people are gonna you're gonna see the government cracking down and starting to try to put mandates in order and stuff.
Gee, how's everything doing? So what do they do when they see this, right? They have maybe a counterattack.
They're gonna start passing a bunch of bills
It's
and
so
stuff.
dangerous in that way. Okay. In another way, it's so incredible.
AI bill.
What they do is so incredible. I've seen it. I just got back from San Francisco. I met with incredible people in San Francisco. And
Gotta worry about the
talked
power
about this.
moves
This subject
AI
is
can
hot
push
on their
through,
plates,
especially with the
super
wrong
geniuses.
niggas.
And they gave me $12 million for the campaign, which, 4 years ago, they probably wouldn't have. We had thousands of people in the streets. You saw it. It just happened this last weekend. Yep. I met with incredible people, actually. And this is what everyone's talking about with all of the technology. These are the real technology people. They're talking about AI. And they showed me things, but I've seen things that are so, you wouldn't even think it's possible. But in terms of copycat, now, to a lesser extent, they can make a commercial. I saw this.
When is the
They made a
elections Trump
commercial,
better
me
win?
promoting a product, and it wasn't me. I said,
We're gonna Google when the elections are after
did I
this.
forget that I
We have
made that
like
commercial?
5 more
It
minutes.
is so unbelievable. So it brings with it difficulty, but we have to be at the forefront. It's going to happen. And if it's going to happen, we have to take the lead over China. China is the primary threat in terms of that. And what they need more than anything else is electricity. They have to have electricity, massive amounts of electricity. I don't know if you know that. In order to do these, essentially it's a plant.
Yeah.
And the electricity needs are greater than anything we've ever needed before to do AI at the highest level. And China will produce it because they'll do whatever you have to do, whereas we have environmental impact people, and we have a lot of people trying to hold.
Gonna cook my
But,
beef real quick.
Massive
Something
amounts
nice.
of electricity
I bet.
are
Take your time,
needed in
bro.
order to do AI, and we're going to have to generate a whole different level of energy, and we can do it, and I think we should do it.
Cook my
But we
beef
have
real
to be
quick.
very
Wait,
careful
what?
with it, right? We have to watch
Cook
it.
my beef
But
real
it's,
right quick. I seen something
the words
nice.
we use were
What
exactly
do you mean? What you
the
see?
words. A lot of smart
Hey,
people.
yo.
There are those people that say
I thought you saw about
takes
cooking.
over the human race. It's really powerful stuff, AI. So let's see how it all works out. But I think as long as it's there, it's
plays out.
And that's just AI. What about when it becomes SI or super
yeah,
intelligence?
no. Then they'll have super AI, right? It's super duper AI. But
Saya.
what it does is so
I am talking about cooking.
It can also be
Hey,
really
yo.
I mean, things can happen.
WAO.
I had a speech rewritten by AI out there. One of the top people. He said, "Oh, you're going to make a speech?" Yeah. He goes, click, click, click. And like 15 seconds later, he shows me my speech.
That's crazy.
Written.
That's crazy.
So beautifully. I said, I'm going to use this sucker. I'm going to use, I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
What did you say to your speechwriter after that?
You're
You're
fired.
fired.
They get fired.
You're fired.
Get him out of here! Get out of here!
It took it. It made it unbelievable.
Facts. Yo, Cardo, you have to post your eats in chat. I'm gonna make a in the community tab. I'm gonna make the tab just for eats and fit checks as well. We're gonna start doing fit checks in here.
It's and so fast. You just say, I'm writing a speech about these two young, beautiful men that are great fighters and sort of great at a lot of things, and tell me about them and say some nice things, and period. And then that comes out. Logan in particular is a great champion.
Yeah.
Jake is also good. See, I'm doing that only because you happen to.
I appreciate
No,
that.
but no, it comes out with the most beautiful writing. So
Yeah.
one industry I think that will be gone are these wonderful speechwriters. I've never seen anything like it, and so quickly. A matter
It's quick,
of
very
literally
quick.
minutes, it's done. So it's a little bit scary.
Well, as you said, let's see how this plays out. I did get the wrap it up because I do believe your team and I want to shoot a TikTok with you.
Oh, that's good. I'm on TikTok.
We saw your first video, 120 million views, it blew up.
We have a lot of views. I don't know how many.
Oh, Trump is on TikTok. We're gonna follow Trump's
We did
TikTok today,
We
guys.
did it with Dana.
You went viral.
And we were sort of getting ready to walk into the arena, and there was a lot of crowd. And
I think it's ate my turkey burgers. I'm crashing
The
out.
whole house. It was
Crash
pretty
out, twin.
Let's do it again.
I want to respect your time. I'd like to grab a couple photos, shoot this TikTok.
Absolutely.
120 million views on the way.
Absolutely.
But thank you for joining us on Impulsive, Mr. President.
It's an honor to be with you. You guys are great.
Yeah.
This is
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah, we try.
And good luck with your book over here. That's important stuff. That's
you so
An
much.
incredible job you did to get out of it, right?
If you're ever bored on a plane to Tuscaloosa or something, you want to give it a
Oh,
read.
I'm going to be reading it. I think it's such an important one of the most important subjects, actually. It's great that you did it.
Thank you
Ladies
so
and
much.
gentlemen, thank you for watching this episode of Impulsive. With Donald Trump, Mr. President.
Nice. This is a pretty good podcast. I'm not gonna lie. It was a nice talk, nice vibe. They asked some really good questions. Yeah, good podcast. Let's see. Did they post Trump's TikTok in the description? No, they didn't. All right. They didn't even post their TikTok in the description, bro. What's going on with these guys, man? L marketers.
Smart move.
If you're trying to
Why do you say smart move, y'all? Or a chat. Jeez,
Cause
bro.
he got TikTok while niggas trying to ban it.
Yeah, that'd be Aura. That'd be Aura by Trump. Which day is the elections? Let's find out as well. We're also gonna Google that. Which day are the elections? Which day will the elections take place?
Imagine the whole interview was
The
AI.
45th Canadian federal election is
Nigga.
expected to occur by October 20.
All right, November the 5th, 2024, chat. November the 5th, 2024. All right. Hey, man, like the
Canada
video,
boy.
subscribe, comment down below, watch them out, y'all. And appreciate everyone that's been showing me love so far. We're about to go viral again. You know, the vibes. Namaste.